What's going on, guys? I am Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to hop into the Extreme class of Extreme Super Battle Road here. We are bringing Captain Ginyu's Terrifying Conquerors team here. We're using mostly all Captain Ginyu cards. We did bring the Tech Golden Frieza as well. He's going to be getting 170% on the leader skill, not the full 200% that everyone else is getting the advantage of. But he doesn't really need it. He's mainly just here as a tank, slot 1 tank for us. And he is going to be sitting pretty with his 80% damage reduction. With damage reduction like that, you don't really even need a leader skill to be tanking a lot. I suppose in these really hard-hitting stages of Extreme Super Battle Road, you kind of do. But yeah, 170% is going to be plenty for him. So definitely not worried about that. And already out the gate, Raccoon and Goldo are showing us how great they are. Getting a stun there and then just completely eating a super attack for double digits. So they are obviously going to be our other slot 1 unit on the opposite rotation of the Golden Frieza. That's how I plan to have the rotation set up throughout. I've also got the Int Captain Ginyu on the team here. I didn't want to run him as a slot 1 unit though, because I just finished the Extreme Tech stage of Super Battle Road when I was recording this, and I opted to use the Tech Raditz in that event. I tried to run him as a slot 1, a slot 1 tank, and he has, in his passive, he has a 50% damage reduction when there's multiple enemies, like proc as well, the same way that the Int Captain Ginyu does. But the Raditz was getting touched up quite a bit in that stage when I was running him slot 1, so I was afraid to do the same thing with Ginyu. That's why I opted to not run Ginyu in slot 1. But you'll see as we go through this stage, it is kind of insane because our defense naturally on a 200% team is going to be pretty high, and a lot of these units are raising their defense more and more on super attack, like this Dokkan Fest Captain Ginyu, as well as supporting each other, because there's a lot of Captain or Ginyu Force support that goes around on these Ginyu Force teams. The Jason Birder are, anytime they're on rotation, everyone's getting an extra 60% to their stats. So, and that doesn't even include the links that add even more to that. That's just from their passive skill. So yeah, these units boost each other massively. You're going to see some ridiculous defensive stats. So yeah, start a turn there. You can see we're almost at 200k defense with the Raccoon Goldo and with the AGL Captain Ginyu. Very, very good numbers to be seeing. So yeah, and those are only going to continue to increase as we take attacks and as we dish out attacks as well. So we are going to be sitting pretty here. And then another important thing to note is that the Raccoon Goldo and the Int Captain Ginyu both have the ability to seal the enemy. So when you stack that on top of all of the ridiculous defense that we have, we're going to be able to tank normal attacks with basically every unit on the team. So if we're sealing the enemies and not taking super attacks at all, then it's pretty much going to be impossible for us to die. I think that it would be possible to auto this stage, actually, with this team, because there's just so much good defense. Like, I really didn't have to try at all to get this win. It was pretty free. And yeah, I guess keep in mind that, like, most of these cards are free to play. You don't even really need the Jason Birder or the Raccoon Goldo if you were to trade them out for the other free-to-play Ginyu Force members. This team is still insane. Like, the AGL Dokkan Fest Ginyu alone kind of carries this team. But then if you add, the physical Ginyu Force Team LR and all of these Easy Aid free-to-play Ginyu cards, it's just, like, untouchable. This team is, like, so bonkers. But yeah, if you want to be taking absolutely zero damage, then this is definitely the way to do it. I suppose I could have also taken off one of the other Ginyu Force units and ran the AGL Golden Frieza as well. and just had both of the Golden Frieza's be the slot 1 units. But the Rikumen Goldo does a fine job at being in slot 1 because they have that guard against everybody, which is always active because we have lots of Ginyu Force members that are going to be around. Obviously, if they have a Ginyu next to them, then they are going to be getting, you know, guaranteed guard every single turn against any attacks. So yeah, I haven't really had to pay too much attention to who I'm putting in what slot or who's attacking who. I've mostly just been going for type advantage attacks to try and dish out as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible, so we could fly through this stage. This stage clearly not giving us any trouble. I think we get a peek at our defense stats here. Yeah, so we're at 270k defense with Rikumen Goldo. And it's only their second turn on the fight. I don't even think they're fully built up yet. We'll find out when Tien hits them. If they're fully built up or not. I don't think that they are. Because they're going to be getting 10% attack and defense up to 50% every time they take an attack. So their defense went up. Okay, yeah, so they are fully built up at this point. Rocking almost a 3 million attack stat there. Not bad. But again, then after they super attack, I think that goes up even more. Or well, they're lowering the enemy's attack and defense when they attack. And there we go. We're able to dish out some seals as well, so we're not going to be taking super attacks. Even though if we are taking super attacks, it's clearly not the biggest deal. The enemies are not hitting us for really anything, so. So here I wasn't going to be able to get a super attack for Captain Ginyu in the first slot, so I just opted to put Frieza there instead. And luckily those green orbs fell correctly, so we are going to be able to get super attacks with both of the Captain Ginyus here. Not that it really matters, because the enemies are almost dead anyway. So it's going to be, you know, it's going to be GG after that friend unit goes. That is a rainbowed friend, Captain Ginyu, by the way. So the nasty 5 million attack stats that you're seeing here with the critical hits and the multiple additionals, that is all thanks to the potential system of this Ginyu, for sure. Mine does not hit quite as hard, and I also won't be dishing out like triple super attack turns and things like that. But yeah, that friend unit is going ape crazy, you'll see. So yeah, pretty easily, we're already here to the final fight. I haven't seen, you know, much in the way of struggling for this stage. Sorry, I can't words today. So this is gonna be, yeah, this last fight is already like over, because we're gonna seal both the enemies here with our first two attacks. So they're not going to be able to touch us, because remember, they will be sealed through the end of the next turn. So any damage that we do on this entire turn and on the next turn is like free damage, basically, because they're only going to be dishing out normal attacks against us, and we can tank those easily. Goku's only chance to super would be right here, and he doesn't do it. So yeah, we are not going to be taking any super attacks. And we have the Dokkan attack coming up too, which is very, very good. I don't believe we get the Dokkan attack off on this next turn. I think we actually get it off on the following turn, when Rikumen and Goldo are back on. Which is totally alright. Definitely we could have taken this stage out a little bit quicker, I think. I had a little bit of trouble with this stage the first time I ran this team, because I was being very careless about the slot 1 units, you know, and who I was putting where. And so I threw the physical LR Captain Ginyu in slot 1, and he took a super for like 400k. So I was making sure to be a little bit careful about this time around, but that's pretty much the only factor that mattered, was who I was putting in slot 1. Beyond that, it didn't really matter much at all. But here I did opt to put the AGO Captain Ginyu at the end because of all of those attacks. I was just a little more confident in his ability to tank them, having much higher defense than the Jason Birder. Any unit that has like dodges built in pretty much needs to rely on them in order to tank decently. And here we actually don't get to prove that. You'll see after the Jason Birder attack, they're getting those 3 attacks there. They are able to tank normal attacks for double digits, which is great. But then they do get supered here as well, and you'll see what happens. So we'll let this super attack play out real quick. So they are able to tank the normals for double digits. And then they dodge the super attack here. So I actually have no idea how much they would have taken from that. We might have actually seen our first chunk of damage in this stage so far. And then here the AGL Dokkan Fest Ginyu is absolutely showing out. Over a 6 million attack stat, and we do that twice. So yeah, it's safe to say that this Goku is a goner. And all we have to worry about now is the physical Vegeta. And we have a Dokkan attack for that. So we are going to throw Rikuma Goldo in the first slot here. Because they have type advantage. So I figured they would probably do more damage to this Vegeta. And then obviously they're going to seal him up and potentially stun him too. So even if they don't do a ton of damage, they're going to be protecting us for the rest of the rotation. Which I think is all we'll need to finish up this fight. So this stage was pretty easy. I didn't really have too many issues with this stage at all. It was kind of a breeze. But it's all thanks to this Captain Ginyu team. The Ginyu Force team is like probably one of the strongest teams in the game right now, if not the actual strongest team that you can possibly run. All these units just work so well together. Having all the Ginyu Force units together, most of their passives depend on having other Ginyu Force units around to give them like insane abilities. So when you're running full Ginyu Force members together, they just are absolutely busted. But yeah, so that is the Extreme class stage of Extreme Super Battle Road. Absolutely demolished. Definitely no struggle there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Go ahead and leave a like and a comment down below and let me know what you guys thought. And subscribe to see more content like this daily on the channel. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.